Combine Total Access coming to you from Canberra, home to the Australian Institute of Sport and home this week to the best 100 budding AFL footballers. And while the 2010 AFL season is yet to have a conclusion, the 2011 season begins right now for these teenagers, who will be put through a series of physical and psychological tests which could determine their fate in next month's national draft. Throughout this program and over the next 3 days, the NAB Combine Total Access will bring you interviews with the leading draft prospects as well as some of the game's biggest names. I'm Damian Barrett. I'm coming to you from the basketball courts at the IS, where most of the testing will be done over the next 4 days. And as we are about to delve into the NAB Draft Combine Total Access, there's some big news coming out of Melbourne, with James Hird being confirmed as Essendon coach, and a lot to talk about with Mark Thompson, which we will do show as this program unfolds. And first up, I want to introduce Paul Daffey, AFL.com.au draft expert. No one knows these guys better than you, Paul. What are you looking forward to in the next 4 days?
I'm looking forward to see which players go up or come down in the rankings according to their performances in the various tests. And also Sam Day, the South Australian, just see how high, more immediately, how high he can jump in the standing vertical jump, whether he can match the likes of Trent Crode and Nick Naitanui. And
I really don't need to introduce the man next to you, Kevin Sheehan, but I will. Kevin Sheehan, thank you and welcome. No one knows the draft system better. You've been there since it started back in '86. It's evolved, hasn't it, into something very, very big. And one of the evolutions has been the name change from draft camp to combine. What's the reasoning behind that this year?
Yes, Damian, well, unashamedly we say we follow the American sports, the NBA and the NFL, that have had drafts for 75 years. We've had a draft for 25. They've had a combine at the NFL for over 32 years, and we think that name suits what this testing session is all about. And they're looking for the combination, really, of athletic ability with the skill set and the mental toughness to make the grade. And the other use of the combine is that the clubs are all combining their resources to come here and look at the one time over 4 days at the best 100 young players in the nation.
4 days of testing. Take us through day one, which has already gone underway.
Yes, so it's all the measurables and just finding out exactly how tall they are. And just a couple of years ago, Nick Naitanui went from 197, we thought he was, to 201. So the heights and the weights, even the handspan. The vertical jumps, this is the standing vertical jump to see what your natural springer's like, has been done today. We also have started our psychomotor test to see what your reaction time, your hand movement speed's all about. And of course, the very important club interviews have begun today as well.
There's 100 guys here. One of the guys who isn't here is David Swallow from the Gold Coast. We'll have a look at his details on screen. Just take us through his credentials, please, Kevin.
An absolute jet and star, as we called it. He won the Lark medal in the NAB AFL Under-18 Championships last year, and at just 16 years of age, the Gold Coast were given permission to actually sign one player. Given they had choices 1, 2 and 3 in this year's draft, they exercised that option on David Swallow from East Fremantle. He played the year for the Gold Coast in the VFL, was a star at that level, in fact was about 4th on the Liston Trophy. He doesn't turn 18 until December, and he is well prepared to debut in, I think, Game 1 for the Gold Coast next year.
And Paul, the next player we want to have a look at is Harley Burnell, who, like David Swallow, is likely to go to the Gold Coast. I know that's not yet confirmed, but please take us through his credentials.
Yes, you would be very surprised if he doesn't go in the top 3 and therefore to Gold Coast. He's a very smooth mover. He, like Daniel Wells, he's a player who can be liked to. He's from the Peel in WA, like Daniel Wells. He reads the ball off the pack, got great footy smarts. He distributes it beautifully. He seems to have the whole player.
And Sam Day, next player we want to have a look at. He also could be that box trifecta person, as we talk about with Swallow, Burnell and Day on the Gold Coast. Talk us through him.
Once again, I'd be very surprised if Sam Day didn't go in the top 3. He's from Sturt in South Australia. Fantastic vertical leap, very good on the ground, good around goals. He's played basketball and baseball at a high level, could play those at elite level, it seems. There's a lot of development there and a very exciting prospect.
Kevin, one player who is here but was unlikely to be here a couple of weeks ago when he had an off-field incident in Perth, Jack Darling. He's got a big rap on him, doesn't he?
Oh yes, and rightly so. He was an All-Australian last year in the National Championships, and then come back again this year, played centre-half forward for WA, had some very good efforts without quite making All-Australian. He's had very good senior form. He's about a 191. which is a 6'3" key forward, powerful, strong marking. He keeps that ball inside 52. He'll tackle and chase, and Jack Darling's certain to be a first-round draft choice in my book.
And just by way of scene setting for the Combine, we'll also have a look at Andrew Gaff, who will join us on the show today. But Kevin, he also is an extremely exciting prospect from Oakleigh Chargers.
You hear a lot in recruiting circles about potential, and the other word you match it up with is production. Blokes have produced, have got the score on the board and can play, and this young fella's played well at national level the last 2 years. All-Australian this year. He's been a fantastic player for the Oakleigh Chargers. Prolific ball winner, averages around the 30 possessions a game, really imposes himself on games and has got leadership written all over him. So I think it's certain to be an early choice.
And he will join us quite shortly. But next up will be Stephen Wells, the Gun Geelong recruiting manager. You're listening and watching to Combine Total Access. It's being brought to you on afl.com.au. It's also on the Footy Channel on Big Pond, 5:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, and replayed at 9.